So, what are you guys looking forward to for this evening? What's the plan? What's
I
on
gotta
your
finish reading the notes.
yeah, that's a good start. What's on your spicy oranges bingo card for this evening?
Don't we have to save a kid?
You saved a kid. You missed that session. That was last session.
Ah, okay.
They got out of the nightmare. Now it's maybe save the world? Question mark? I don't know. Avert a war. Who even knows anymore what's happening?
Do we really need to save the world?
I mean, no. It might be a very different game.
I say we just side with the team that's winning.
How will you know which team that is?
Obviously, it's the GM's team.
Which GM team though?
Let's go see how good Duncan's notes are.
You know, respectable is what I would say. Respectable. Speaking of respectable, our respect level just increased drastically with the presence of a British officer.
Oh, yes. Hello. I am here to increase your respectability with my presence.
Yeah, it's good to have a mission. What's on Dirk's spicy oranges bingo card for this evening?
You guys got bingo cards?
Uh,
Hold on, I gotta do a whole thing.
all right. Well, while we wait for Dirk to his literal whole thing, I have oh, hey, perfect timing. I have art to share from as always, one of our incredibly talented users, Foxy Proxy. And Foxy Proxy's put a bunch of little things up, but I like this one the best of the many amazing things that Foxy Proxy has posted. I like this one for several reasons. Number one, because it depicts apple season, which is what season it is still. We've just crossed over into pumpkin season, but for a long time, for the past month and a half, it's been apple season. So I guess we're out of apple season, but I love apple season and I love apples, and I like
And you
picking
like them
apples.
apples.
I do like them apples. There's so many things that are really interesting to me about this picture, not the least of which being why are they climbing a tree? I mean, obviously it's to get the apples, but first of all, who goes apple picking with a crate? Is this a real life depiction, Foxy Proxy? Tell me more about this. Did you go apple picking? Is this you climbing a tree here? And your manservant who's carrying your apples? Also, it's like a bead of sweat here. This dude's nervous. He's like, what's he? Is he like, don't fall, don't drop the apple, or let's not get caught? Ah, it's a family tradition. Very good. Very good. So, so is this based on real life? Did you climb an apple tree to pick some apples? Did you go apple picking with a box? Oh, very good. I like it. I like the style of the art. It's good. I like. You usually climb the trees? Oh man, don't don't let the people who run the the orchard catch you doing that.
Or like the bead of sweat
Yeah.
on the person who isn't climbing the tree, being like, oh no, I am nervous about you doing this.
Okay, so is it a cut like is he hot because he's wearing a hoodie? Or is he like, oh, we're gonna get busted by the people who own the orchard and then we're
No, I
never
think
gonna be allowed back?
he's stressing out because that is, I mean, if we're being entirely honest, that is very poor climbing form.
uh,
It stressed me out too. I would sweat.
uh,
Maybe they're stealing the apples and he's just worried they're getting caught.
I like this narrative. I'm gonna tell my own story about this. I mean, I assume that no one was injured in the making of this art piece. but perhaps that's a poor assumption on my part. Anyway,
I bet
Foxy
you-
Poxy. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I bet you he's worried that it's a mimic apple tree.
Oh yeah. It's not actually an apple tree. It's going to eat my family member, sibling perhaps, friend, who knows. That's
I
pretty
like
good.
this one.
Foxy Proxy, you have a lot of art and you make a lot of good art. Do you have a Oh, it is a sibling. I've confirmed everyone, it is a sibling. Very good. Do you want to post like a website or any place that you host your art into stream? Did I show the stickers? I put pictures of the stickers all over the place in Discord. Yeah. Um, where I think I put them up someplace so that they wouldn't be found by my progeny. But I have to find a way. Oh gosh. And I had Jana and Ezra at my house the other night and didn't give them stickers.
What?
Man, uh, that was terrible of me. Why didn't I do that? I have the stickers. They're amazing. Oh, you are making a website. That's fantastic. I don't know where I put the stickers. I'll have to go find them, but they're here. I hid them somewhere so that my children wouldn't take them and stick them. Because if my children find the stickers, they'll just be stuck on like my walls or something, and I don't want that. They're beautiful stickers. All right, you're making a website, so future Foxy Proxy projects. I like that. Future Foxy Proxy projects will be posted, and we can follow them. Very good. Well, thanks for putting up your apple picking, the Great Apple Heist of 2024, and please post more. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that up during a recap. Speaking of recap, who wants to do recap tonight? Maybe I'll go grab the stickers while you guys do recap. Can you handle that? Can you do recap without me? It's a big step. I've never walked away before. I don't want to, how you guys feeling? You all right?
I don't wanna wait for our lives to be over.
That's pretty good. All right, we've got at least 7 people watching right now, so go. What did we do last time?
So nobody took notes before Duncan got here, so we don't know.
Yes, we do. We indicated where Dirk was taken.
You look
We
at the
discovered
next line. The notes got added.
not dragged or removed. Mattress Man indicated we should go into the well, and we find that Dirk's figurine is in the alcove of the well, and then we can hear Dirk screaming. So the well turns out to be a pit. We all fight it, go in. Dirk is fighting a bunch of goblins, protecting Tiberius. Mattress Man comes down and helps us. Very helpful in that fight. That was not amazing. Tiberius is alive, but he has a demonic tick. We're in a maze for a long time. That's by this archdevil Armoros. Lady Linda is in the wall, which we discover when Zerwin hits it with his axe. She takes us out of the maze. She's apparently been researching this and has found an entry through the basement of her castle, the catacombs of her castle. I guess castles have catacombs, not basements. She gets us through the maze. When we get out, Armoros is waiting for us. He and Linda battle and he kills her. And we run for the tree and we get out with Tiberius. We find we are
We
in a
think that, right? We learn that the nightmare is Amoros's essentially lab that he does his experiments on. He specializes on pain and suffering. So go ahead.
good addition. We get out into a snowy pine woods. It is several months later, or several weeks later, sometime later. Bundo is waiting for us. They've been waiting at all the exits from the nightmare. There have been people waiting. to find us. He has cold winter gear. Now we have to go stop a war.
Spicy oranges.
Look at the majesty of those things. Guys, we have merch.
Dude,
I live every day in terror that some offhanded comment that I make will be used at least once a week for the rest of my life.
I gotta get they like Foxy Proxy made enough for each of us to have one, and we're really lucky to have fans like Foxy Proxy. That's
It's awesome, and it's awesome that the dice roll on the stickers represents our average dice roll.
that's pretty good. Oh man. Okay. Uh, are you? I missed the recap. You know where I hid them? I hid them in my car because my kids can never find them there. I had to run all the way out to my car.
All right, let's do the recap again.
well, we weren't quite done, right? We got out. Bundo had cold weather gear. We realized that we'd been in there for a while. I forget how long, like a month or two.
Yeah, a month sounds right. No, 2 weeks?
Couple weeks.
A fortnight.
a little
There,
less than 2 weeks.
somewhere out there, everyone's ears just perked up because now we're talking Fortnite.
Oh god. Oh god. Okay. Um. Right, and you talked to Bundo. You got some, answers about how he was the one kind of putting clues, little breadcrumbs in your path to try to guide you to find your way into the nightmare to rescue the kids. You learn some more about Bundo. You learn some more about one of the big bads. Did you guys talk about that?
Armoros.
Yeah, Armoros. All right,
He
good.
had purple eyes. Did everyone else remember that? Purple eyes.
He
Just,
does.
that's important. That's gonna come back.
It might. A little foreshadowing there. Okay. Um, and then you woke up the next morning and you were headed off, correct? You were going to try to make your way around the mountains and back to possibly Juneral Hall ? You're not sure yet. There was some talk about what you should do with Tiberius.
Tiberius.
Something.
We probably shouldn't. We need to be careful because we think the king is such a maniac that he might want him to disappear since he's using this as a reason to start his war.
Emperor, but yes.
Yeah, he can always have more kids. Does he have any more kids right now?
You didn't
How
ask,
many?
but
Skip. How many more kids does your brother have? How many more nieces and nephews do you have? But like of your imperial brother.
born in the purple, I have one niece and his wife is pregnant.
Okay. Yeah, you can always have more kids. Until you can't. Yeah, so we gotta probably find a spot to hide Tiberius to protect him.
I
In
wonder if
case.
Chuckles might be able to take him.
You did hear a little bit about Chuckles. Remember, Chuckles has a job from Mundo already. That's why he was where he was. Do you remember what that was?
Watching the forest.
Hard no.
Bundo stationed. Well, Chuckles volunteered, but Bundo basically stationed Chuckles where he is because he's close to the entrance of the nightmare, and which is also one of the entrances and therefore one of the exits also.
Which is the one we went in to get to the nightmare.
Correct.
A bit of a sentry, that guy.
Yeah. And you know that Bundo himself was the one watching, but you didn't find out if he had someone posted there full time or not. And now you're trudging through mountains. It is late summer now. Luckily for you, autumn has not yet spoken, because you are in mountains and it would be a much more difficult hike through the passes. Speaking of which, you're mostly traveling around like the foothills and through the passes where you need to. This mountain range, actually, if you look at Owlbear Rodeo, you should be able to see a little bit of like where you're headed. And you're right now you're in the wild, and you're headed into the Fey Kingdoms, both of which fall under the umbrella of the Feywild, but are sort of like different parts of that realm. I will sort of when you're looking at it, if you want, I can show you where you came out and where you're headed.
I'll share my screen. Oh,
The the journey is breathtakingly beautiful. The mountains are striking, and they are, you know, steep and tall. Um, think more like Rockies than Adirondacks. A lot of them shoot, and it's specifically like I don't know if you've ever seen the Flatirons, but they look like okay, Ezra.
Just I always make myself really big so I can find myself again. Don't worry, don't worry. He'll shrink back down. Eventually, if I can find the spot, there we go.
Okay, so you sort of came out up here, right at like on the side of the mountains, and you have to go sort of around like this in order to get through the mountain passes. So you're first heading sort of westerly and maybe like west by southwest. So the weather is holding right now. It is, the first day of your travels, um, is pretty uneventful. It's also pretty quiet. Bondo doesn't say a whole lot. Skip is not his usual talkative self. Tiberius, as far as
won't
you
shut the
know,
fuck up. Oh,
Tiberius, as far as you know, is just mute. You haven't heard him say anything since he was inside. Um, it's a lot, but you do find some solace in the sort of raw beauty of the nature that you're surrounded by. And the other part of this is the wild itself is lush. Like these mountain valleys are really beautiful, really green. Each one has like a stream or a river flowing through it. The leaves are maybe just a tiny hint of color starting to creep in on the very uh, highest and shyest trees, let's say. There's lots of wildlife, a lot of things to see, and it's quiet. It's really quiet. Unless anybody has anything specific you want to do, Ezra, I would say that after the end of the first day, you push pretty hard and you can probably make it to about right up by the border of the Wild and the Fey Kingdoms.
Cool.
As you make camp that night, Bundo again doing a lot of the work, you hear Skip sort of like pull Tiberius aside, and you can't quite make out what he's saying, but he's speaking softly to him. in a low voice. After some time, you hear Tiberius like yell no and like scream no, 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 and then everyone kind of like jumps up because you're all on edge, and you sort of ready yourself for some sort of another monster, but it's just Tiberius like finally breaking down a little bit and letting go and sobbing in Skip's arms as Skip kind of cradles and rocks him. There's a lot of emotion, and Skip is also weeping as you guys set up the fire and start to cook dinner, and night begins to fall.
I walk over very gently and I'm like, hey, buddy, you guys need anything?
To Skip,
Yeah.
he looks up at you, and he's got the red rim on his eyes, and he I think we should probably get some food. Thank you. Thank you, Dirk. Come on,
Yeah.
Tiberius. Think you can eat something, buddy? Gotta eat something, right, Dirk? You gotta keep your strength up if we're gonna make it through these mountains.
Absolutely. And you know what? It'll be good for getting some rest, getting your strength back, reframing. So good.
Tiberius, he has in this picture he's well dressed and clean, and Skip cleaned him when you guys came out, like kind of washed him up, but he looks diminished some from his former self somehow. But there is just the tiniest bit of color returning to his nose and cheeks, and he looks up and yeah, we've got to keep our strength up. Gotta keep up our
Yep.
strength.
Keep it right up. We got some good stuff for your strength over there by the fire.
Okay. I like the fire. The fire's warm.
Love fire.
I feel cold a lot as he starts walking towards the fire. It was really cold there, but not like freezing cold, but like a seeping cold that never let go of you. Like it
Like the
never.
cold was inside of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I felt that too. I can't believe you were feeling it for so long, my little man. You're very brave. Very brave.
Brave. Yeah. He goes over and sits down, and Skip wraps a blanket over his shoulders. And Bundo has prepared some sort of stew. It's going to take a few more minutes to cook. But it smells like there's some sort of bird in it, maybe chicken or turkey, and a bunch of root vegetables. And it's looking pretty good, actually. Bundo's a fairly good cook. As you are all gathered around eating, Bundo suddenly like not quickly, but like puts his bowl down and stands up, and then everyone can make perception checks if they're interested.
19.
Natural 1, but this is
13.
why you play a halfling. 20. Unnatural 20.
I got an unnatural 11.
Nothing natural about those 11s. Looks like Zerwin's on the phone, so certainly, yeah, it's fine. Got a 3, got it. Certainly, you guys can now pick up that Bundo is looking at something. Something's got his attention. It's dark. You can't. You know how fire kind of ruins night vision when you're sitting staring into it. That ring. He's looking at something past the ring, and at first he doesn't. He looks like unsure, and then he kind of like sits down and grabs his bowl again. And probably the first people to notice are the people who rolled an unnatural 20. Is that what you said, Ezra?
Oh yeah.
And then an unnatural 19. Is that correct, Dirk? You do see a
Mhm.
figure now that you like standing at the very edge of the light.
Bundo, is this a friend of yours?
You know who that is?
Yes, I do. He
Who is it?
That's Huckirk. He'll
Yeah.
be Huckirk, are you gonna come into the fire so they can see you? I'm resting. Give me a moment. After another minute or two, this guy walks out. That's Hukurk. He comes and stands still not too close to the fire, but then he sort of plops down right at the edge of the firelight.
Welcome. How do you know Bundo?
He was a friend of my father's.
And who are you? What are you? What brings you here?
I am Huckirk, and I am responsible for this section of the wild.
Responsible, like you're watching over it, like a municipal thing.
Not too far off. We don't really own land like the people do, but we steward it, and this is the place that I and my family steward. This is the boundaries of it, anyway. Sometimes I wonder why I do this, but I think now more than ever, it's becoming important in ways maybe it wasn't before. I believe you know my brother.
Glocta.
Klakta.
So because you're able to speak to us, I'm guessing we really have crossed the border into the Fey Kingdom.
The border is just there. You're still technically in the wild.
Well, let's pick up the campfire and move it over there past the border.
No, please don't. Stay. How is my brother?
He's under a great deal of stress, trying to protect, I want to say Epinicus, that's not the right name. Alvinius. Had the general sound of the name, but not the right name. Alvinius. Although, it's been a month since we saw him, because we got transported to a different plane of existence where time was a little funny. But the last that we saw him, he was in good health and taking very good care of Alvinius, but definitely that was a stressful thing to have to manage.
Do you think he would return home now?
Bundo, is Glocta one of the ones who you drew into service to try to find us?
No. Glocta is on his own path. He and Alvinius are. They're tight, and they're wound up in this in some way that I can't see. I think. Well, I wasn't here. Huckirk, do you want to tell the story? I can. Do they want to know? They haven't asked us.
Would you tell us, please?
Alvinius was calling through the tree. My father and brother heard the calls and they went. I stayed. I did not want to go. But then about an hour after they left, I had a terrible fear that I would lose my brother, and so I ran as fast as I could. I flew when I could. I was desperate to catch up to them, and I arrived just in time to see my brother go into the tree. And I knew that he had died and I would never see him again. And I screamed at my father and cursed him, and my father went in too. And then they came out with Alvinius after just a moment or two. But it felt like for a while that I had lost everything and everyone. And that was a long time ago now.
What brings you out here to the ass end of nowhere?
The nightmare. I can feel it. It is growing. It is pushing. It is molting.
What's it pushing on?
Whatever it is that holds it back.
How do you know?
I can feel it.
Why? Or how?
He sort of looks really stressed, like he can't figure out how to say the thing. And Bundo, who has just finished the last of his stew, says, because his family is connected to the tree.
Does that mean we're connected to the tree now because we went in?
I don't know. Maybe, but not in the same way his family is. His family's always been connected to the tree. They are its caretakers and guardians. That's why they heard Alvinius's calls. There's supposed to be caretakers and guardians in every realm. Every place the nightmare crosses over is supposed to have a tree, and it's supposed to have someone whose job it is specifically to caretake that tree and guard it. The Empire has forgotten, and the Fey Kingdom has shirked in favor of more fun things. But we here have been vigilant. And I am fortunate enough to have friends who will help me be vigilant other places. Huckirk, I will be taking them, well, somewhere. They haven't quite decided yet, I think. But this may not be the last thing that comes out, and I don't know when I'll be back to help. Can you manage things here? I will manage. Somehow.
Would you like us to deliver a message to your brother?
Tell him I wish for him to come home.
Okay.
We can
You
do that.
you you were in the nightmare. All of you were in the nightmare.
Yeah,
Yeah, it sucked.
not Bundo, but everyone else.
Did you see my father?
Um,
What's your father look like?
Tall. Beautiful black feathers. Strong.
Color his eyes.
Black.
Mm.
He looks
Did you
more
guys?
like my brother than me.
Sure. Did you guys see his father?
think that's a out of game. I'm pretty sure we didn't. I don't think we saw. I can't remember the name of the raven people race or species, I guess I should say, to
Yeah.
use the updated vernacular.
I was mostly asking in game because I know I didn't, but I wasn't there for
I
a
don't
lot of
remember
it.
I
seeing
think
any.
Bill would have corrected me, so Ezra says, "No, I'm sorry, we didn't."
They're like they're Kenku, but
That's
for
it.
in-game purposes, they're like Aarakocra for anyway. Oh, thank you. I should be going, but I will watch first watch if you want to sleep.
Great. Ezra falls asleep.
Okay.
I try to. I'm just lying there for the most part. It'll take a few hours, but I'll fall asleep.
Oh yay! The power turned back on. Maybe. Ah, there he is.
Sorry. It
It's all
was
good.
really weird.
I pull my X out and snuggle it.
You're snuggling your axe? Okay.
Well, I missed a lot.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure I was doing that when you left too.
Listen, I respected your privacy before. I respect it now.
Well, I'm doing it right next to you on purpose.
Yeah, I'm ignoring it on purpose too.
Um,
Or maybe I'm following suit. Maybe I'm snuggling my sword. Is this a metaphor?
it's not a
Okay.
euphemism. Okay. Since Dirk, you specifically said you wanted to stay up, you can notice that Hucker does keep watch, and he's very vigilant. And when the fire gets low, he doesn't seem to want to be close to the fire. But when it gets low, he drags like a log over and like puts it on. And then kind of goes back out. So seems like he's doing his job. The night passes. If you do sleep, your nightmares continue, although they are very slightly diminished. Which is maybe the only thing that keeps you going in the morning when you wake up. At one point in the night, everyone is awoken and leaps out of bed because there is screaming. But again, it's Tiberius, and Skip calms him down after a minute, and everyone sort of restfully goes back to sleep. Bundo takes the second shift, and when you wake up in the morning, Bundo is snoring and Skip is cooking breakfast. He seems to have found some eggs. You're not sure where.
I'm eyeballing. What's his name? Suspiciously,
What's his name?
the crow.
Oh, he's gone. Sorry. When you wake up in the morning, Huckirk is gone.
Oh.
Bundo is sleeping, and Skip is cooking breakfast.
I assume those were Huckirk's eggs.
Oh
And
man.
like kind of grossed out, but not enough to not eat them.
Skip has while he doesn't have like his cheer back, he's when you all sort of come around the fire, each time one of you wakes up, he's like, and he points over at Bundo, and then you notice Tiberius is like using Bundo as a pillow. And he's like, it's the first time he's really slept. I'm gonna let him go as long as we can. He feeds you all, the eggs along with some bread that's actually not half bad, and thick slabs of butter and a little bit of honey drizzled on top. He as he like bites into one of the he stacks his egg and his butter on the top of his bread and then pours honey over the top, which seems a little strange to you, but actually is kind of better than it sounds. He's through a mouthful, he like leans over to you, Zerman, and is like, I could go for a beer though.
Anybody got any beer? Why would you say that?
Just saying, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should find a place that has beer when we get back to when we get back. And his cheer sort of diminishes a little bit. We have to figure out what we're going to do, friends. The more I think about this, the less I want to bring Tiberius back to his father. But also, what the fuck do I do with him? I can't leave him alone. I've always got. And if there is a war happening right now, or about to happen, I can't just... I don't know what to do. It's one thing for me to just leave, but this is the heir to the Empire.
So do you think that the emperor or the king is going to hurt him?
Yes, I think my brother is sociopathic enough to kill his own son. Or if not, at least to imprison him somewhere so that he never gets out.
I think the impulse to leave Tiberius with Chuckles is pretty good. Tiberius will probably be safe there, and then we can work on stopping the war. I think we talked last time. Did we bring anything back that could be proof that we were in the nightmare, other than Tiberius? Gelidus, empty those pockets.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
I suddenly remembered how that conversation ended.
Okay, Gelidus. You have the coin that is the key coin. You have the 2 pieces of the locket. You remember those?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You have a stone. I think we talked about this stone before, right? You've been finding
Small
this.
shiny blue rock.
Yes, you've been finding this shiny blue rock over and over again. You have a piece of wood that is unnaturally hard and kind of square-ish. And you have a blank page of paper that was torn out of a book. And sadly, you also have a tiny bit of butter.
What
He
does
gives
that
you
say?
back.
That's my butter.
Yeah, it's Zerwin's. How'd this get in here?
Which part?
The butter. Zerwin, were you going through my pockets and while I was sleeping?
Putting butter in them.
No.
I applied the
Ezra would
butter
like
to
to
my
take a
eggs.
look at the square piece of wood and the blank paper.
Okay. In a moment of revelation that can only be described as pure horror, you realize that this square piece of wood is one of the puppet's teeth.
Okay. Galadus, can I hold on to this? This might be the closest thing to proof that we have.
Why even bother? It's just going to be back in his pockets in a little while.
I mean, sure.
It's worth a try so that it doesn't get lost.
The blank
I
piece
never lose anything.
of... Don't you guys have a bag of holding?
Not for butter.
Yeah.
Barley's got it.
Yeah, you can't just put butter in a bag of holding. It's precious.
Okay.
You don't
Fair.
want to over lubricate that bag.
No, that's yeah. Then stuff just flies out whenever you don't want. It's all willy nilly.
Yeah.
Hey, Skip.
So, are we done with phrasing? You don't want to over lubricate that bag? Come on. Okay, go ahead, Zerwin.
We don't want to make it like Moon Shadows on the Commons. It's a bar. Very bad one.
Skip. How do we stop the war if your brother's already got it into his mind he wants to have one?
Out of game, has anyone suggested regicide?
I was just gonna say, fratricide.
Anyone? It's a little light regicide.
I'm pretty sure I openly suggested that last time.
Oh, let's do it then.
I mean, he's going to be well
That's
protected.
the paladin, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
that's
I
the
am
paladin.
all for killing evil kings who want to kill their sons for no reason.
It's an emperor.
Whatever. Just because he has a bigger hat makes it okay. Fuck that guy.
He's not evil. He's just a sociopath, right?
Yeah, that's a huge difference.
Yeah, I don't really understand the distinction.
So, my brother, when he was 12, got a puppy from my father. And
Sorry, are you out
That
of game
son of a
talking about
bitch.
Zach, or
No, this is going to be this is going to be a good story. Looking forward to this
Okay.
one.
in game? Got it.
It was a warhound. My brother was to train it and learn how to command using this dog. It was my father's way of teaching him how to be a emperor. And he did. He was with that dog all day, every day, for months, almost a year. They spent all the time together. They did everything together. And that dog worshipped the ground my brother walked on. If my brother looked a certain direction, the dog looked that direction. If my brother stopped, the dog stopped. If my brother said sit or run or whatever, the dog did it instantly. And then one day, my brother was caught doing something he shouldn't. Well, I shouldn't say he was caught. There was evidence brought forth that my brother had stolen a horse from one of the legionary generals. And instead of taking the blame himself, which would have amounted to maybe a stern talking to. He blamed the dog, and in front of the general, stabbed it with a sword multiple times until it died.
How would a dog steal a horse?
Didn't he spooked it, and it ran away. My brother had just recovered it and brought it back. In fact, he was doing everyone a great favor, but clearly the dog couldn't be trusted.
We go further back. Do you have any more stories about your brother to see why he's like this?
I think he was born this way. My father was not a kind man, and he was not friendly, but he did seem to have some moral compass.
Wait, your father though, he ordered the death of the dog after hearing about this?
No,
No.
my father wasn't even in the camp.
Oh, okay. But this general stabbed the dog.
No, my brother stabbed the dog.
Oh, I don't like your brother now.
Yes, that's the emperor now.
Oh, right. Okay.
I'm
Who
just
becomes emperor
The
if your
regicide.
Yeah,
your
when
brother
we
were
when
to?
we commit this light regicide, who becomes emperor?
either my uncle or my niece. It won't be pretty. My uncle is.
They're both hideous people. What's going on?
My niece is like her father, and I think she was born that way. My uncle is a hedonistic, slovenly drunk who can't find his own feet most days.
Sounds like maybe.
My niece will just have him killed, yes.
So it sounds maybe like change of model entirely. Maybe.
There are some good people in the Empire. It's just that my father seems to have made a. My father could be cruel, but he could also be forgiving. And my brother has no forgiveness. To him, everyone is less in every way. And of course, you would say, well, he's an emperor. They're supposed to be less. But it's like they're not human. It's like people aren't people to him. They're just things. My father saw it that they were people that could be used, which has its own cruelty and viciousness. And I despised my father for it. But at least he saw them as people.
So do you want to be emperor?
I really don't.
But you're the only one that's good.
No, Tiberius is good. Where's Tiberius in the secession?
Yes. How many people do we have to whack until that guy's on the throne?
You'd have to kill his sister. Which I
She a
think.
bitch? It sounds
She
like
big-
everyone's a bitch.
She bigger than me?
Yep.
No one's
I
bigger
mean,
than
how
you,
old
man.
is Tiberius' sister?
17.
Hmm.
Is she a shithead too?
She
that's-
is much like her father.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Is there anything she would want to do other than like? Is there a way we could convince her that being empress would suck and she could go?
I think we could convince her that being alive is better.
Tiberius doesn't understand that his sister is the way that she is, though. He just sees her as she manipulates him, and he loves her.
I don't think Tiberius has to know about this.
Yeah, he doesn't need to know about the well we push her down.
Let's not do a well thing.
Why? We have a bad experience with wells? We do? Okay.
You missed
Yeah,
that session,
An
but yeah.
open let's push her off a balcony then onto some spikes.
Off a cliff.
Oops.
Yeah, spikes is great.
Off a cliff, possibly. I'm a paladin.
Do we think there's any way to stop the war without killing the emperor?
I've been thinking about this, and it's possible, maybe, to convince him to accept exile.
Your brother?
Yes. Yes.
We could convince your brother to exile himself.
If he
We'd have to beat the shit out of him first.
if he suffered overwhelming defeat or lost, more importantly, if he lost control of the legions, then he's so self-centered that to save his own life, he would accept exile.
How do we get him to lose control of the legions, though?
I don't know, because I don't know who's in control of the legions right now. I know it's not him. I mean, it's him nominally, but he's never been a fighter.
Do we know any master forgers or anything? Someone who could write a naughty letter or something?
I think we could probably just
Some
try to figure
scandal.
out
Nobles are always upset about scandals.
no, just who's in charge of the legions. Find that person. They can't want this sociopath to be in charge. We just
Stop! Stop! Stop!
you
Stop!
know,
Stop! Stop! He's like, Dirk, this is good, but Tiberius is waking up. Please, please don't. Can we pick this up later, please? Please.
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you. You do see that Tiberius is like up and like stretching and like looking around for Skip, who then like walks around the tent that you guys had set up. Hey, buddy, I made some eggs. Eggs? Where'd you find eggs? And
Yeah,
then
where'd you find eggs?
Oh yeah, I'm so glad you asked. So there is a species of bird here in the Feywild.
Ovomancy.
Oh, is that how you refer to pregnancy? Ovomancy?
Jesus. I think that
Yes.
Owen should be honor bound to say I'm a paladin after everything he says.
Ovomancy, I'm a paladin.
That was pretty good. Anyway, Skip tells the story of climbing up in the trees and grabbing these eggs and how much they taste like chicken eggs, don't they? Isn't that amazing? Because this is one species of birds. Like maybe this is what chickens would be if they had been left wild instead of domesticated. Blah blah blah. After a little while, Bundo packs you all up and you start heading. You cross the border into the Fey Kingdoms, and it's marked by a stream that runs down to the mountains. Actually, turns pretty much into a river by the time you are now, but it's a very small, shallow river, so you're able to wade through without any problems. It's still really beautiful out, and you come up over the next rise, and a lot of the trees sort of die out, or sort of like phased out, as some like grasses take over in this one particular area, and you're able to see a little farther because now you're elevated and there's like this natural sort of grassland. And I need everyone to make me another perception check, please.
7.
23.
I perceive nothing.
17.
30-20.
21.
Everyone who has rolled over a 15 sees, and it's distant and it's faint, but it's smoke. And if it's this far away, it's probably a healthy amount of smoke.
Right. Everyone switch to dragon combat formation.
There, that's the voice of trauma right there.
What, like Voltron?
Why would I do that?
Are there
You
dragons?
have
here?
another combat formation?
Yes, I think our
not
battle
bad,
cry
Dirk.
is "fuck" and running the other way.
Oh,
Everything about that exchange was amazing, by the way.
So does it look like relatively focused, like it's coming from a single point, or like a bunch of campfires from an army?
Hard to say, but you can tell for sure it's
It's
static.
not that hard to say. Just say it.
You don't know.
Oh, okay. There it was.
Maybe that was hard to hear.
Yeah,
Who's often
pretty
is.
sad, pretty sad right now. All right. Well, shall we approach? Anyone not want to approach?
Approach
No,
what?
we should approach.
Approach the smoke. Oh, do you
It's-
see the smoke?
What smoke?
Right over there. Right over there.
Oh,
Smoke.
This
Do you
looks
see it?
like if you head that direction, it's gonna be maybe the better part of a day before you get to wherever that smoke is.
Okay.
what direction? What's over there? Bundo?
Plot.
Ah, good job, Zerwin. Bundo is he's got a really grim look on his face, and he's like, I think that's Tyvanskret.
Who?
I don't know what that is.
Tyvanskret is the first outpost of the Fey Kingdoms. It is a small trading outpost that is fortified, and it is a traditional border marker. It does a lot of trade with the Publian Empire, and it's just supposed to be an outpost trading fort. People can come in, they can trade things between the kingdom and the empire, and if anything happens, it is supposed to be defensible.
But it'll take us a day to get there, practically.
Probably 6 or 7 hours.
Oh, okay.
I said the better part of a day. I guess I should say half a day.
Well, shall we, everyone?
That sounds good.
Yeah.
I mean, is that the direction we're going anyway?
It's not out of the way. Yeah. In fact, like he was planning on taking you sort of south to the road and then east, because Bundo says if you try to draw a straight line between where you are now and Tyvanskret, then do you want to learn how to spell that, by the way? It's Tysvonkrut. He says that getting straight there from here, like geographically, is really challenging. So it's easier to cut straight south to the road and then head over. He says it'll be quicker if we go down to the road. But if you really want to make a beeline for it, we can do that also. I think it'll take more time.
To the road.
Let's take the fastest route.
Okay. We should head straight south from here then. It's easy walking through the grass, and we'll come to the road. After a couple of hours, you sorry. After a couple of hours, you come to the road. Yeah, you can see it on Owlbear Rodeo. You come to the road that's right here. Hold on. You got to refresh it, Zerwin. There you go. You come to that road. That dotted line is the road. And so you're going to head a little bit south, and that's a big river that you see on the map right there. And that's why there was a bridge up there that you didn't cross. But now you're headed back towards Tyvanskret, which is that dot. As you are heading towards that dot, actually, strike that. As soon as you get to the road, you see that the road has been very heavily traveled relatively recently. So if anybody has like tracking skills or identification skills and they want to do investigation checks on this, it is a dirt road, and it has been really heavily traveled lately.
The rogue and the ranger. Classes with
17.
that begin with R.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
17.
obviously Can I do a perception check on this?
It's not really so much perceiving; it's investigating the track. So it has to be an investigation roll.
Is it? It's a dirt road.
Yes.
That road?
Yeah.
I wouldn't go down that road.
15 on an investigation.
Okay. Both of you are pretty sure that, given the makeup of the prints that have gone on through here, that a legion passed through here within the past couple hours.
Oh, that's gonna be bad.
And you
Why?
can also
Because we're gonna
tell
try to turn them against the Emperor.
that they were headed west, which
Or the
means
border. So past us.
Do it the other way.
Oh, I have a bad feeling about this.
Should
Never
we turn
tell me the
around?
odds.
I feel like maybe
Um,
we should turn around and chase these guys.
Bundo sees this also, and he's like, okay, if they spent the night at Tavanskrat and left this morning, they're probably 10 to 20 miles that way, depending on how fast they got out of camp this morning. There is an inn about a mile and a half that way. We can go check it for information. We can continue straight on to Tavanskrat, or we can try to chase the Legion.
I think we should chase them.
have any of you ever approached Tavanskrit before?
Skip and Bundo both say, I've been there, yes.
The smoke that we saw from the distance, did that look like ordinary smoke or like it had been burned to the ground smoke?
Probably that one, but or maybe not even burnt to the ground, or just like sieged. Yeah. Skip is like, I don't know that I want to bring Tiberius to a legion right now, but I understand if you want to go, and I can take him and meet you guys somewhere afterwards, or maybe we should go to the inn and try to gather some intel before we decide.
Does everybody know what Tiberius looks like? Like, would everybody know Tiberius?
I mean, everyone in the Empire, a lot of people in the Empire.
Is he stamped on a coin somewhere?
No, but he travels with his father everywhere. So
Okay.
enough people, like, I'm sorry, not everyone, but enough people in the Empire.
The
especially-
leadership in the Legion would probably know.
Could we shave
Especially-
Zerwin's back and make a beard for him?
If this Legion is at the forefront of an incursion into the Fey Kingdom, which that's my guess based on the information I'm seeing laid out in front of us. The leadership is probably someone relatively close to the Emperor, and they will probably know and recognize Tiberius. I'm inferring some things here, but that would be my concern. I think gathering information at the inn might make good sense.
Skip says the good news about the Legion is that they stop well before sundown, and they construct their own fort. It takes them several hours, and then they sleep there overnight, which means we will always travel faster than they do. The bad news is I have no idea who's in charge of that legion, if it's one legion or two legions, if it's my brother, if it's literally fucking anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, could we go after the Legion and then have Skip and Tiberius go to the inn
Yeah. Would that
and
work?
Bundu?
You want us to leave behind the NPCs who've been like stringing us along and providing us the information that we need on where to go and what to do?
When you say it like that, it sounds bad.
Yeah. So when we're gonna go to the Legion, I mean, wouldn't we need at least Skip?
Skip
Good
says,
point.
yeah, probably.
So I don't look, if we're gonna divide the party, send Owen.
Where are you sending me now? Am I getting kicked out?
Anywhere else, and then we'll go to the
Okay.
Legion.
Skip says, look, it could be my brother. It could be any one of the head of a dozen noble families. Worst case scenario, it's Otho. But also, I just don't know anything. I just don't know anything in terms of like what's like. We don't know anything, and I would like to know more. I'm actually a little nervous. I'd like to get Tiberius off the road, maybe.
Yeah. To the inn.
Um,
And the for clarity's sake, is the inn in the direction that the Legion was going, or more towards Diverse?
it's towards
Towards the outpost.
yes,
Okay, cool.
Tice von
Yeah,
Kirk.
anything that takes us away from the army sounds good to me. Dirk really wants to go to the army, it looks like.
Are we not considering the whole thing about that we need to convince the army if we're going to beat the Emperor?
I think if
And
we're
an
gonna
army-
convince them, I think I would wager that I wouldn't wager. Ezra glances at Zerwin. My guess.
How much?
My guess would be that the Emperor would choose his most ardent supporters to lead an attack into the Fey Kingdom.
Well, maybe he also might have just thrown whoever he had on hand, and there was a number of people there.
Okay.
I mean, you're right. It's possible. It could be Bato, which would be awful. It could be my brother himself, although I find that extremely unlikely. My guess is that my brother is gathering at least one more, if not two other legions, and has sent this one in to just be,
Rabble rousers.
some sort of probing strike force.
But they're going to be in high spirits if they raised that outpost. And, their morale will probably be pretty high.
Can I just say real quick, is it possible for us to change our names from Spicy Oranges to Probing Strike Force?
Yeah. Okay.
No,
We're
we
gonna
have
need-
the fucking stickers,
I
man.
was gonna say we're gonna need more stickers then. I don't know.
I don't want to know what probing is going to manifest on a sticker.
I just really want as many stickers as possible.
Right.
But yeah, no, let's go to the inn. Go to the inn.
Yeah, remember
We're
we're going to be able to
team
catch up. They're
play.
not they move methodically, not quickly. So we'll
Okay.
be able to, whereas we
Move
don't give
chaotically
anything a
and
passing
not
thought and
methodically.
move quickly.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
we'll be able to catch up to them if we need to.
Okay.
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 All right.
It's relatively close. Like Bundo said, it's just over a mile down the road, and it's called the Krut House. Krut. Apparently, Krut is some sort of important name around here.
We should all say that we're all named Krut when we go in.
So when you get really close, Skip kind of is like, I'm gonna take Tiberius and we're gonna go into the woods over there, and if it's safe, send someone out for us. Okay?
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right. Yes, the Krut House. The Krut House is inside. It is pretty full. There are clearly war-torn survivors. There are refugees. There are what you assume is locals. And it also is clear that this inn is more of a usually like a stopping over point, stop in for a pint, maybe get a room, and it is not used to as much business as it's having right now. And the mood is also not great in here. Luckily, no one here looks like they're from the Empire, so you don't get a whole lot of second glances when you walk in.
The Publian Empire. No one's from the Publian Empire.
You do, yeah. What other empire do you think that I was talking about?
I don't know. I guess Fake Kingdom. Yeah, that's not an empire. That's a kingdom.
Series of kingdoms, actually.
Yep.
Um, everyone is talking and buzzing. You don't create a lot of stir when you come in. There is some sort of, there's a bartender, there's some sort of drink person going around. There is some food. There's a big pot of stew hanging over the fire that looks like it's mostly empty. There is tables, chairs, a couple of booths. It looks like it's a pretty nice place. There are 2 big fireplaces. There are also some interesting characters seated around. There is, let me see. If you look in the NPC channel, I posted some of the interesting characters that you can see here. For example, there is a pixie-haired girl in a green cloak. There is a dryad type person with green leaves on his shoulders. There is a tall, platinum blonde haired woman with a sword. And there is...
A demon crow.
No, the demon crow we already met. Huckirk. There is also a massive werebear. I guess I didn't post his picture, but I can.
Not a Fearbulk, though. A werebear.
Correct.
Okay.
And other than that, there are a lot of people talking a lot. There's a lot of conversation happening.
Ezra sidles up to the bar and attempts to order a lovely snifter of wine and gets ready to drop some eaves and just try to like absorb information.
Wine? Sure. And they pour you a goblet of something that is red.
Vinegar.
At least it's
Ezra takes a
balsamic.
sip.
It's, some sort of table wine.
Magic Fey wine.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
I order a gallon of beer.
We don't sell in gallons, sir, and they just give you a mug.
What kind of place is this? I say under my breath.
Ezra
Okay.
kind of
Bundo,
glances to the rest of the group and nods to like kind of spread out and
is Bundo with
gather
us?
information.
Bundo up
Yeah,
with
I go
Skip.
to the opposite end of the bar, and I'm just gonna get moonshine.
They do brew. They do distill a local, clear, almost medicinal tasting liquor here.
I sip it very mindfully.
Okay, you guys want to pick up some rumors? Here are some rumors. King Helio Cragfire is marching right now towards the border with an army of elves, halflings, human, and fae. They are going to destroy the legion that has invaded their territory, drive them back, and then fight their way all the way to Junal Hall and burn it to the ground. Another rumor that you pick up is that the Emperor is slaughtering everyone, including civilians, in both this country and his own. Another rumor is that Bundo has rallied the armies of the Wild, and they are now, even as we speak, massing beyond the border, ready to swoop down and encircle the invading legion. That there's a rumor that the son of the emperor was killed and eaten by the emperor himself as a ritual to make him and his armies stronger. Celestia Crowgaze, Queen Regent, has joined forces with the encroaching legions and plans to betray the other Fey kingdoms. Agricola is secretly a Fey sympathizer and will turn the legion to the Fey as soon as he travels far enough inland. They have discovered over 500 heads attached to pikes that now adorn the border. And last but not least, the Empire soldiers are baby-eating monsters.
There was a lot there. Can I ask about Agricola? Or like, I'm gonna hone in on that one about Agricola and see if maybe that's the leader of the legion that marched past us.
It's no one seems to know except that they've heard the name Agricola and they've heard he's somehow attached to this legion. So like there's one guy who's like he's absolutely the commander of the legion. And then this other guy who's also very drunk and is like, "You're a fucking idiot. He's just an advisor to the legion." And they're going back and forth.
Where's the werebear?
The werebear is sitting near one of the fireplaces, and he is kind of like he has a drink, but he's like really nursing it. And he's in like, full werebear form. And he's kind of staring into the fire. Looks like he's brooding or thinking or yeah.
You gonna go talk to that bear?
No.
Me neither.
I want to talk to the platinum-haired woman.
Yeah, that seems like your type.
She looks stout. Does she have?
Oh, yeah.
Does she have that sword with her?
Yes. It is sheathed. But yes.
Where is she?
She's at a table.
Is she looking at me?
No.
I go, "Ugh!" as loud as I can.
I step away from Zerwin.
Is she looking at me now?
Nope. You're kind of on the opposite side of the bar. It's pretty noisy. You're gonna have to get a little closer. She's all
Zerwin,
the
would you
way.
like me to lift you up so you can project
No, I
more?
call the bartender over to ask him what she's drinking.
Who?
That tall platinum woman over there.
Kvarta?
No, the tall platinum blonde over
Yeah,
there.
yeah, Kvarta. Yeah, she's having a nail.
Send her one from me.
Okay, sure. And he like run. They're busy. You watch, and a few minutes later, another mug comes, and the delivery boy, if you will, like points over at you, and her eyes scan and find you.
I smolder.
You smolder?
Mm-hmm.
Roll to smolder.
Is that a charisma check?
Yeah, make me a charisma check. Roll to
I
smolder.
look, I look at Zerwin. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with your face, dude?
Hold on, let's see how he rolls.
I rolled a 14.
Oh, that's not bad. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say you successfully 100% smolder, but you don't fail either. So, it's better than average smolder.
Ezra's gonna try to get the bartender's attention. Sorry, if we can do that later if you want to keep going with the smolder and the Kavarda.
Well, that's guys. That's as good as I can smolder. I don't think it worked.
You have to do an older over the shoulder smolder.
The
There you go.
3/4 smolder.
Yeah.
I mean, she looks at you and she squints a little bit, and then she raises her mug and cheers towards you.
I do that back and finish mine.
She looks like she's taking her time with hers. And then a couple of guys sit down at the table with her and start. She kind of is not enjoying their presence necessarily. Ezra, you got the bartender's attention.
We I just came in. It looked like there were like an army must have marched west. I was on my way to the outpost. Have you heard anything about is the outpost all right?
What? No, it's gone. It's gone.
Oh my gosh. Is everyone that's here, did they all are they refugees?
No, we don't know. Almost no one has made it there. Just him.
And he points to the werebear, I'm guessing.
Nope, he points to the dryad.
All right, I'm gonna go talk to the dryad. Thanks. And Ezra throws the appropriate amount of money down on the bar. A gold piece. Ezra throws a gold piece down on the bar.
Great. We're gonna get the shit kicked out of us now.
It's easier to track.
This guy
Thank you, Hopper.
is sitting at one of the windows, and he's like just dejectedly staring at the drink in front of him.
Hey, can I get you something for your worries?
Is anybody going with Ezra, by the way, or sounds like Zerwin's busy. Jenny, you want to go with Ezra? Okay. He looks up. I'm sorry.
You look like you've been through hell.
Yeah,
Can I get you something?
I have a drink.
Were
Thank
you
you.
at the outpost?
Yes, I was the singer of songs. I was the tender of trees. I was the keeper of. Yes, it was my home.
Did it get as bad as I'm guessing it got down there? What happened?
They came at first light. They were over the walls before. They sent everyone south except me.
The ones they captured?
Captured. They took no prisoners. They killed everyone who was holding a sword and told everyone else to leave. Grab whatever they could. Run. Go. Don't come back. They told us they were going to burn it.
I'm
That's
so sorry.
why I had to stay. And I fought.
You fought the whole legion?
I I have no skill in fighting. I'm a gardener. I bring life. I grow. I tend. I nurture. I sing. I embarrassed myself. Is what I did. I was humiliated.
You did the best you could with what you had.
I did nothing. I did nothing. And they tended to the wounded soldiers that they had just cut down. And then they left. The next morning. They just left.
Did you see the people who were leading the army?
I don't know. There was a man on a horse, a beautiful white horse.
Can you tell me what he looked like?
Short hair, pale skin, dark eyes. He looked sad. And then there
Bill,
was
that
another man.
does that match anyone's description that we've met?
It's a pretty vague description.
Yeah. It doesn't match Otho's. I mean, the sad part feels like this guy doesn't want to be here.
It absolutely does not match Otho. Otho has very black hair.
Okay. Again, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Thank you, stranger. I am as well. You are from here, aren't you?
Yes.
You should go home before your home is destroyed.
Well, we'll see what we can do to try to make things right first, and then I'll go home.
I should. Yeah.
Anyone who cares to look like Ezra looks livid, just absolutely infuriated. He's got a sharpness to his eyes that you might not have ever seen. We need to do something about this.
So I care to look. I've actually been watching the whole time.
It does sound like Dirk.
Yeah, no.
Check-in
I'm
time is
staring
3.
at you conspicuously. Is there sort of an opportunity to go over and talk to Ezra, or does it seem like a bad moment? He's still sitting there with this person, right? This
I
tree.
don't think Ezra and Jenna actually sat. I think they were just standing. They didn't mention sitting. So there's
He's just standing there, livid.
Ezra will kind of try to shake himself out of his feeling and look around and see if he can try to like round everybody up. Maybe like
Yes.
grab a table.
So if I'm near Zerwin and Owen and Gelidus, if I'm near anybody, I'm sort of like reaching out and being like, yeah.
I'm sorry. What?
I'm like, look at Ezra's pissed. I think we got to get that
Oh,
book off him.
he's cute when he's mad.
Get the book off of him?
Do we think it's
Ezra glares at Zerwin, but then
You didn't hear
collects
me.
himself.
You know?
do we think it's safe to let our friends come in?
Yeah, everyone here is from either the
Who's-
Wilds or the Fae Kingdom. They're
Alright.
most of them are from this area, but the Dryad is the only one who's a real refugee from the outpost.
Are we sure
All
about
right.
that?
So that's what he said, at least.
Zerwin, a mug of ale appears in front of you, and the bartender says, "It's from Kvarta."
Who?
Kvart, Jesus fucking Christ, the woman.
Oh.
I'm gonna go out and get Skip and Tiberius
And Bundo.
and Bundo.
Okay.
Tell them we think it's safe for them to come in if they try to keep a low profile.
I'm gonna drink my ale.
All right.
Good plan.
They come in. So people like Skip walks in first, and it's easy to identify him as of the Empire. And there's some like looks, and then Tiberius comes in. He just looks like a bedraggled kid. And then like, why does this Empire guy have a bedraggled child? But then Bundo walks in, and probably 20% of the room seems to recognize Bundo. And like 3 or 4 people like jump up and they're like, Bundo! Holy fucking shit. Like, one guy's like, Bundo, holy shit, fucking Bundo. You gotta help us. Like, there's a legion, there's a fucking, they burnt, and like, and like, they marched, there's a soldiers, like, fucking war. And like, Bundo is kind of like mobbed by 3 or 4 of these people. And he's like, all right, yes, come on. Like, take it easy, sit down. And so he like sits people at the table, and like, he's instantly sort of occupied. Skip makes his way over, and asks if there's any rooms available. And the innkeeper's like, I can sell you some floor space. Or I have a stable. Skip says, that's okay, thank you. Can we get some food? Some food would be great. Yeah, I'm running a little low, but I've got a couple things left. I'll be back in a minute. Tiberius looks a little like wide-eyed at all of the people around. Skip's like, hey, buddy, it's all right. Come on. We can do this, okay? I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to leave you. It's okay. And there is a table they managed to find that was recently vacated by a couple people who are now talking to Bundo. And so they sit down.
Bill, you went through all the trouble to paint this beautiful picture of this person, so I'll go up to the pixie-haired person.
She's standing at the same fireplace that the werebear is standing at, but she's on the other side of it.
Mm.
And she's got her like back up against the wall, and she's writing something down in some sort of notebook. And she has a small glass of also wine next to her. She looks up when you approach.
I'm out of game, or I guess my observation, she appears to be kind of rangery or outdoorsy. Is my evaluation
Your evaluation is
accurate?
that she has traveled recently, and she's wearing traveling clothes. Actually, you know what?
What?
God damn it. Make me a perception check, Ezra. Only Ezra, please.
25.
Oh, you lucky son of a bitch. She has an insignia on her belt, which matches the House Operon.
Oh no. She has an insignia on her belt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. I do not want to walk up to a woman and start asking her about her pelvic region. But it is at my eye level, isn't it?
No, she's kind of short.
You can mention a belt without mentioning a pelvis.
That's true.
It's a belt.
I'm sorry to bother you. But you look like you've been traveling, and I'm trying to gather information about what's been going on in the area. And also, I recognized your belt buckle. That is the crest of House Operon, isn't it?
Who are you?
My name's Ezra.
Ezra?
Yeah, what's your name?
Just Ezra?
Ezra Briarhip.
Ezra Anonymous.
Ezra Briarhip.
Yeah, my parents are servants for House Operon.
Farron and Eloise.
Yes.
Yeah. You're the prodigal son.
Yeah, I mean, depending on who you ask.
My name's Tip.
Hi, Tip. It's good to meet you. Ezra holds out his hand.
That's TYP.
That's not going to save it.
She looks like she's maybe she's of mixed species, probably elf and halfling.
Wow. I didn't know that that was a mixture that could happen. Ezra doesn't say that out loud.
Anything can happen with enough booze.
Or, doesn't have to be booze, dude.
No, it's love. It's like
Yeah.
obviously love. Just find
Elfling.
out.
Do you work in service of House Operon?
No, but my father does.
Who's that?
My father is the personal bodyguard for Nilarian.
Okay. Bill, I haven't given you this information, but I put together a whole family tree. So,
God damn
so,
it!
are you talking about Hieronymus Reedwalla or one of his guards?
So, Nile. Okay. Hieronymus is not the guard, but a servant, right?
No, he's the kind of head of the guard for the house.
Right, but he's like in the same way that the butler is the head of all the other like people who run the house. This is like personal bodyguard.
Okay, yeah. You said for Nilarian? Okay. Yep. Man, it's helpful to have a family tree. I promise I'll email you this. I've been meaning to for months.
I'm never giving you a danger awesome point again.
Well, listen, don't threaten me with a good time. Right, I would know that person's name,
Yes, you
Ezra
would.
says.
And also you would know, given what you heard from your father, that Nilarian is now, next in line because of the kidnappings.
Yeah, which was hold on. Celestana was kidnapped, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah, and Rixus, who was Lirthana's brother, didn't really have any interest in leading the house.
I don't know because you didn't send me information about him.
Yep, no, but all that makes sense. So Nilarian kind of taken up
But I like to point out that I
control of the house
control
with those
reality,
guys.
so if I have to retcon your family tree, I will.
No, you don't have to do that. We're gonna fix it. You and I, we'll fix it in post.
That's good because I already have this written.
Cool. What are you doing here?
What are you doing here? I thought you were out gallivanting across the plains.
Well, yeah, we.
Didn't you burn down a library?
I mean, I was hoping you wouldn't bring that up, actually.
Hmm.
Um.
Oh, I've got to respect a man who leaves a fiery trail of burnt ashes in his wake.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, most people probably think I'm dead. And I wish
Are you?
the way that this conversation is going, there are moments that I wish that you thought I was dead too. No, no. I mean, Ezra kind of pats himself up and down. I think I'm alive, at least for the moment.
Yes, well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Ezra. How can I help?
You too, Tip. Um, I'm just trying to gather information about the goings on in this general area.
And what have you
uh,
found?
well, uh, the collective, animal dung has struck an object that's spreads it all over the room. Yeah, things don't seem like they're going well. I'm so eloquent, everyone. We have an empire marching an army into another kingdom, burning down an outpost, and looks like there's going to be a war that consumes the entire continent.
Same shit, different day, huh?
Yep.
Her face grows more serious. Yes, well. Yes.
Now you didn't say why you were here, and I did kind of explain. Well, maybe I didn't. We just we
My father
came out
sent
of
me
a
away
tree.
because he was afraid.
Oh, be- afraid of what?
For my life.
Did
Uh,
you burn a library down?
No, but I'm not sure if you've been paying attention. Many of the royals have either died or been kidnapped lately.
Yeah, yeah. We're gonna get to that.
Are we?
Well, me and my friends, Ezra points to all of them individually,
These are your
and says,
friends.
"Yep, that one's Jonna, Zerwin, Owen, the Skip Bundo Tiberius combo at that table. They're my friends. Dirk, the Dragonborn, Galadus. Is there anybody I missed?
I don't know, is there?
No, that's all of them.
We've quite a lot of friends for someone who leaves fiery piles of ashes in their wake.
I mean, you're right, and I keep waiting for that other shoe to drop and these people to meet their unfortunate ends, and then I won't have any friends anymore.
Hmm.
Anyway,
So
I
we shouldn't be friends, is what you're saying.
mean, I hadn't gotten that far yet, but the reason I came over to ask you about the goings on in the area is we just came out of a tree up in the mountains, and it's been about a month since we were last here because we were somewhere else where time didn't work the same. That might sound familiar, although it was a different kind of place. And, you know, in the month that we've been gone, it appears that the emperor of that kingdom, Ezra points in the general direction of the Publian Empire, has decided to declare war on these kingdoms, and Ezra motions at the Fey kingdoms, which could, in theory, have some dire consequences for the people that you and I know and work for, and maybe love, but definitely know and work for. So I'm trying to like gather information so that I can stop that from happening. That's me.
You think quite a lot of yourself. You're going to
Oh.
stop the Empire from destroying the Fey Kingdoms.
Gonna do my best.
Tell me how. I'm interested.
Well, you may remember that we're still in the information gathering stage.
Ah, yes, of course.
The pre-contemplative state of change.
We have
So
concepts of a plan.
we're gathering
I
information.
quit.
Pre-contemplative, gathering information. And then we're gonna move to the contemplative stage where we're gonna come up with the ideas. And then we're gonna enact those ideas. And then we go back to that information gathering where we evaluate how successful the plan was.
But first, we have to sit tight and assess.
I genuinely wish you the best of luck with that.
Hey, you're not gonna give me any information about where you've been, what you've seen, huh?
You haven't asked.
Does she have a
I
hot
thought
tip for you?
I thought I had asked. I came over here to ask if you had seen anything interesting in the last, in your travels to get here, anything that might be pertinent to the greater current events of the region. Is that a pointed enough question?
It'll do, I suppose. I know. I'm just as surprised as you are.
Yeah.
I've only just arrived here. I was thinking about heading to Juno Hall, but perhaps that's not the best idea now.
At least not while appearing as someone from the Fey Kingdoms.
Is that how I appear?
I mean, most of them probably wouldn't recognize the crest. They might suspect that it could be Fae.
Well, the belt. I suppose I could sell it.
It was a matter of luck that I noticed it.
How much?
I mean, I'm very lucky. I'm a halfling.
So Ezra's had 2 decently long conversations. Does anybody else want to do anything during this time?
I'll go talk to the werebear.
Okay. We'll come
Good
back to you,
idea.
Ezra.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Well, the
take
werebear's
this
right there, right?
opportunity to step
I mean, the
away
werebear's
for
right there.
real. Hey.
Or send a rope or something.
Do you want to sit down next to him, or
Yeah, I'll sit down next to him. I'll bring an extra drink and just set it. You know.
he's fucking enormous?
Yeah.
But he turns to you and says,
Drink. Yes. There's a lot of people here. Where do you hail from, friend?
"The wild.
Hmm.
I
But you
was
come to civilization. Sort of.
I could not sleep. The screaming.
Well, that sounds terrible. What's your name? I'm Sir Owen Barclay.
Weiss Duru.
Waisduru. Greetings. I'm sorry you couldn't sleep. It was the screaming you said?
It has been several weeks.
Several weeks of screaming.
In my dreams, there is screaming, and I cannot sleep, and I cannot be bare. I am stuck.
That's too bad, my friend.
I am unhappy. But then I came here and saw the violence, and so I killed some soldiers.
Did that make you feel better?
No.
Yes.
It is. When he says that, you've noticed that there's 3 notches on the handle of his axe, which looks like it was meant to split wood, not armor. But it is quite large. I just want the nightmares to stop, but they will not.
Unfortunately, I don't have much that I can do to help against nightmares.
Do you have them too?
Yes. Quite often.
He reaches out his drink to cheers you.
I will cheers him back.
It is spreading. I can feel it. It is growing, and I cannot stop it.
You're saying the screaming or the nightmares?
I think they are the same.
It does strike me that a good deal of evil has been afflicting the lands these days. They could be linked.
I think I will kill more soldiers. And I will drink more beer.
I'm gonna cast a spell if I can on him.
Sure.
So I'm gonna say, with your permission, I would like to cheer you up. It'll only last for a minute, though.
Okay.
Maybe it'll be enough to just help you find a little peace. I'm gonna cast Beacon of Hope on him.
Okay, just roll me a straight d20 to see how the wild magic does the thing, and otherwise it will succeed.
I got an 8.
It does not. Okay, so you don't lose the spell slot, but when you reach for your magic, you cannot touch it. You've missed a couple sessions, but this has been happening lately to
Okay.
everyone across all magics.
It's
Something
still
about
happening here too.
Sorry,
Yes.
my
Fox.
magic doesn't seem to be available to me. But
Do you know why the Emperor would come here? Why he would send his armies?
I don't know. Unfortunately, I'm not a politician. I'm a warrior.
Do you think I should go back to my farm?
I think you should stay where you're going to be safest. If that's at your farm, then yes. But if that's with people, then maybe you should stay with people.
I would like to keep the people safe.
Then perhaps you can stay and protect some of these people are torn from their homes. If you stay here, you can protect them. You're strong, obviously. Some of them are not as strong. But that doesn't mean they don't have value.
No.
And everyone has value that deserves to be protected until they choose to do a lot of evil. Then
Yes.
I think these people would be glad of your help.
The people here are kind to us. I will stay.
Thank you.
All right, anybody else?
Yeah, I'm gonna saunter on over to
Kvarta's
Mark
table?
Kvarta's table.
Kvarte.
I'll bring. Are there still guys sitting with her?
No, she managed to tell them to fuck off.
All right, so I'll bring another drink over with me for her and me.
Okay.
Sit down. Hey, thanks for the drink.
Yeah, welcome.
You look like you know how to handle that sword.
Maybe I do.
What do you do around here? Are you from this area?
All right, so I have not mastered like a Scandinavian accent, but she has one. I'm a sword for hire.
Who hired you?
No one. I came looking for work. Do you know someone who needs a sword?
I don't know. Could always use a sword. We're always getting into trouble. Maybe you've heard of us. We're the Spicy Oranges. I kind of I don't even really point at my friends. I just kind of wave at the bar.
I see. You have had adventures with these.
Oh yeah.
Perhaps you should tell me a story.
Let's see. I'll tell her the story of riding the dragon and getting my crotch blown off.
She seems to like not believe you, and then she starts to believing you, and then she gets into the story, and then she laughs like uproariously at your misfortune and hijinks, and then slaps you on the back when you're done. That's a good one. Would, were any of these people here with you?
Oh yeah, they were here. That one healed me. I point to Owen. So everything still down there works.
The tall,
Wait,
good-looking one?
I don't remember that I healed your dongus. Did something happen to your dongus?
You healed me after the fight. This was months ago.
Oh right, yeah, I did do that.
Yeah, I mean, if that's your type, kind of.
It is.
Oh, would you like me to introduce you?
Mm,
Yeah, come on, let's go.
okay.
So we go over.
What? No.
You're in conversation with Weiss. I bring her over. Hello, gentlemen.
I love this so much.
Owen, this is my friend Kavarta.
Well met.
I kind of lean over to Kavarta. I said, "He likes strong women."
She like sits down next to you, Owen, and on the other chair, and like puts her arm up and like flexes as she lifts her beer mug to her mouth.
Yes, that's very impressive.
Oh, and she's a sword for hire.
She's a sword for hire. Do we need a sword for hire?
Well, you do.
Everyone needs a sword for hire.
How much do you charge?
Depends on the job.
Oh, and look at her sword, man.
Yes, it's very impressive.
This?
It's a
She
very
says.
large sword.
She pulls it out. Oh, it's nothing. It's this family heirloom. It's.
Oh, lovely.
She starts
Lovely.
like kind of like oiling the blade a little bit. Passed down from my father, my grandfather.
I kind of lean it up like, "You're doing great."
Sorry.
Pardon me.
Weiss says, "Who is your friend? Who is your friend? The purple-haired dwarf."
Oh, this is Kavarta. Yes,
Yes.
Kavarta. This is Weiss. Please, I stand up and make room for her to sit.
Oh no, she's already grabbed a chair and scooted up right next to you.
Oh God.
So now you're sandwiched between Kvarta and Weiss. What about the dwarf? Who are you, dwarf?
The dwarf is my friend. His name
I'm
is
Zerwin.
He has an immaculate hat collection that causes him headaches.
That sounds
And a
uncomfortable.
pocket full of butter if ever you need.
That sounds useful.
It is. Pocket butter is the most useful butter.
People laugh at me, but they don't know.
Nobody knows.
I've gotten out of several sticky situations.
You are a wise man.
Yes.
Thanks. Jesus, look at the size of you. What are you doing out here?
Yes. Weiss is going to be sticking around, helping the people here.
Helping them do what?
Survive. You know, people might need protection. Not everyone has a hero like you to guard them.
Protection from what? Isn't the army marching the other way?
There is the screaming, Zerwin. Have you heard it?
Weiss has been having nightmares. Lots
Oh.
of nightmares every night.
Yeah, me too.
We also have nightmares all the time.
Do you know who is screaming in your nightmares?
I'm assuming it was just the innocent.
Children.
Sure. Well, we know a little bit about that.
What do you mean?
Do you live near a really big, weird tree?
He lives in a forest.
Lots of big trees.
Yeah, do any of them stand out?
I have been dreaming about one. Have you also been dreaming about one? It is an oak tree. It is alone in a clearing, and the darkness comes from inside it.
You're not going to believe this. We just climbed out of one of those bastards.
He reaches for his axe. You are from the darkness?
Oh, no.
No.
No, we escaped the darkness. We went in to save a child.
You. Did you bring the child out?
We did?
Oh. That is heroic.
That's what we are. We're big goddamn heroes.
I look over at Kvarta and wink at her. Kind of nod towards Owen.
I'm gonna break your nose. I just want you to know that when it
Yeah, but-
happens, I
yeah, but
love you,
then-
buddy. I'm breaking your character's nose.
You're going to heal it, though, as soon as you're done breaking
I
it.
might not. I'm a paladin.
Kvarta says, you were in the darkness and you saved a child? This is also a good
Yes.
story. You guys, you have many adventures.
That's us.
I told you.
If you find someone who needs a sword for hire, you will tell me.
Well, these people need a sword for hire. Vice can't do it alone.
No, they need an army. I'm more of a bodyguard type. I'm very good at personal protection. Many years of experience.
Skip,
Skip looks up.
come here for a second.
I'll be right back, buddy. I'll be right here, okay? You can see me. I won't leave. He walks over. What's up, Zerwin?
This is Kvarta. She's a sword for hire, sort of a bodyguard type. She's looking for work. Do we know anybody who might need a little extra protection in the near future? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Oh, you mean Owen? Definitely. Kvarta, it's a pleasure to meet you, he says. And he shakes her hand. Tell me about your experience. She goes on to tell him some of the people that she's worked for. He seems to actually recognize some of them. She said that she served time with a ranging outfit.
She's not from the Fae, right? She's got to be from. We didn't ask.
Yeah. You don't. The thing is, you guys don't have any cultural context to understand. I mean, you could ask Ezra if he's heard of any of these things. Unfortunately, he just took his headset off, so you'll never find out now. But yeah, you don't have like the sort of cultural context to know if these things are Publian. Although I guess you've heard a little bit of the language, so yeah, these don't sound like Publian Empire things actually. But yeah, it's hard to say where else they could have been.
She's human, right?
Yeah, she's a very large human. She's probably 6'1", 6'2". Obviously well muscled. She looks like she knows how to use that sword.
We got to get her connected with what's our friend's name? The free folk, the free people guy. Something Jej.
Andrej.
Andrej. We got to connect these two up. We can
Yeah.
charge money for that.
That could be an interesting arrangement.
Sorry, skipping her. We're speaking.
Yeah. He says, "Well, thank you. I will I'll keep it in mind. And will you be here for the evening at least?" She says, "I have no place else to go." So then she She also stands up to talk to Skip, so Owen has an escape route now if he wants one.
I leave immediately.
At Ezra, did you want to say anything else to Tip?
Well, Tip, lovely running into you. Good to see you again. Or I guess for the first time, even though we probably should have met at some point in our storied history. Take care of yourself. Make sure you tell your father that I'm dead. Um,
As
and
you're
make
saying this, there's like a little bit of commotion in the side, and this guy gets up on a table, and he starts singing a lament. And after like half a verse, like someone else joins in, and then someone else joins in, and then they're all sort of like singing, like half the bar is like singing this.
I'll join in.
Yeah.
Do we know the words?
Yeah.
I got an 8. I sing badly.
I'm drunk enough to do it too. Let's see.
I wish I could play music over Discord.
You can, but you need like nitro and stuff.
I don't have that.
I rolled an 11.
They sing this song.
which song?
I put it in the chat,
Which chat?
the stream chat.
Dreaming announcements? Nope.
In general? Oh,
No,
Nope.
on Twitch.
on
Sorry,
Twitch.
I'll put it. Hold on, I'll put it in Discord too.
We could all pretend like we love it.
The Parting Glass.
Well, I rolled an 11. I sound like the parting ass.
Nice.
Love that song.
It's really moving. It's a sad song, and everyone joins in, or at least half the bar joins in, and everyone else is quiet and respectful. And it's this moment of like, you know, mourning and loss, and it's really, it's gotten late afternoon outside, and the evening is like slowly creeping in, and you can tell people here are they're thin with violence and war. Some people are openly weeping. Some people are holding it together, but not well. There are a lot of really frightened, sad people here, and nobody has any good solutions. Skip, at one point in the song. Oh, Jenna, if you're talking, you're muted, so we can't hear you. Skip at one point in the song. Um, yeah, pulls you guys aside, or as many of you as you can gather, and says, "I'm thinking about hiring her to be with Tiberius, so I
Should
have
probably have
someone
a
else."
nickname for him so that, word doesn't get around about a kid named Tiberius, in the
Also,
hinterlands.
we should find out if she's secretly douchey.
How do you guys
Yeah.
feel about Timmy? How's Timmy for a nickname?
How about just
Timoth-
Tim?
Timothy.
Timothy. Never heard that name. What a strange name.
Ron.
Itirius.
Did anybody find anything out about the army, the Legion, its commanders, anything like that?
Yeah. Yeah, Ezra provides the information. Fair-haired man, dark eyes, looked sad on a white horse, beautiful horse.
Could be a
That
lot of
wasn't it.
people.
Was that it? I thought he had dark hair with pale skin.
No, that was
No,
him.
that's Otho. But you're right, the guy also I think had pale skin.
Looks
Fair-haired,
sad.
kind of guy that would like be in a painting, probably.
They were mentioning the name Agricola, right?
Agricola.
That's it, right, guys?
Yeah, we
That
heard
was
that
one of the
name.
rumors. Yeah.
That Agricola wanted to defect.
Yeah, it was going to turn over like the entire army to the Fae or something.
Yeah,
Not a
Ezra
chance.
consults his notes.
There's no chance of that, but Agricola's good. Agricola's a good thing. Agricola's a reasonable man. But he's also not important enough to have control over a legion. He's young. He's 19,
What does he
20.
look like?
I don't know. He's a good-looking lad. He's from an important
Blonde?
family. Yes, fair-haired.
Does he have a white horse?
Yeah, but a lot of people have white horses. It's a status mark for the royalty. But the point is, there'd be someone else with him, someone who would be nominally in control of the Legion while Agricola did the actual commanding. Someone else. Someone who isn't good at commanding, because that's why they sent Agricola. Why did they burn the... Why not just take the outpost? And also, where are all the, where are all the other refugees?
They sent them south.
The army sent the refugees south.
Yeah,
Why?
I don't know. The Dryad didn't know. The Dryad told me that everyone who wasn't a soldier, so everyone who was allowed to live, was sent south. He was the only one allowed to stay.
Why didn't they just kill everyone?
They probably want word to get out. That would be my guess. I'm not a soldier. I don't know how you guys think.
There's a lot to consider here. Agricola is a decent man. He can be spoken to, reasoned with, but I don't know who's with him. It's
I mean,
something.
about 1,000 soldiers, it sounds like.
Probably closer to 5,000.
We also heard Bundo's gathering an army.
Glances to Bondo.
Bundo is sitting over with Tiberius, but he hears you talking about him, and his eyebrow raises. Skip says, well, we know that's not true.
Maybe they're talking about us.
Do we?
Well, I mean, you know how rumors are. You probably heard something about baby-eating soldiers, too. That's a popular one.
Yep.
Can confirm, not true.
I mean, wait, you were with us. You weren't with the soldiers. You don't know what they've been eating.
But I've commanded a legion before. They distinctly don't eat babies. And besides, you said they sent all the people south. Okay. Well, I don't know. What do you guys think we should do? Should we go after the Legion? Should we head back? Just as you're sort of considering this, the door bursts in. And there is a boy of about 16. He is bedraggled, but unharmed. And the song ends as everyone turns to look. And he says, Riders! Riders on the road! Coming this way.
How many?
30, 50. Skip immediately runs over and grabs Tiberius and heads to the back door. On the way, he says to Kavarte, you're hired. Let's go. And she stands up and goes with him.
Owen, you're letting her get away, man.
I punched Zerwin in the face.
Owen punches you in the face.
Do I take any damage?
I don't know. You want to dodge?
Uh,
You probably don't see it
What's your
coming, actually.
AC?
I'm pretty drunk. If I dodge, I have to roll a disadvantage.
What's your AC?
16.
I miss you.
Owen punches
your-
you in the face, but it like glances off your shoulder.
I give him one of those like all right, buddy, and like give him a nice friendly nudge, punch in the shoulder back.
You guys
what are
should
we gonna-
go.
About the riders?
Yeah, have we?
No, I think
I ca-
some of us should leave, and maybe some of us should stay.
I asked Weiss, have there been riders before?
No. Maybe. I don't know.
Well, there's only 30 to 40 of them. Let's go kill them.
Fireball.
would be the easiest way to find out what they're here for.
Sorry, Geldis, what'd you say?
So it would be the easiest to find out why they're here.
Slaughter most of them and beat the information out of the survivors.
Well, I was thinking confronting them, and then I mean maybe the
I'm a
second one doesn't
paladin.
land with
That's
that.
what I was thinking too.
This is Owen's new tagline. I'm a paladin.
Ezra looks over at the
Let's butcher most of them. I'm a paladin.
Ezra,
bedazzled
can you cast a spell
16-year-old.
through a window?
Yeah.
Could you cast
Yeah,
fireball
most of
through a
them.
window?
Yep.
No.
Yeah, all I need is to be able to see it.
The window has to be open.
Yeah, the window has to be open.
The
Otherwise,
fireball will open the window, guys.
It hits the window and
Uh,
explodes.
Hell of a way to open a window. Hey, you bedazzled boy of 16.
Bedazzled.
Yeah, Bill said he was bedazzled. From which direction? And what did
Bill's
they look like?
Face is saying otherwise.
He said bedraggled, and that just made me think
Of the
bedragoned.
opposite.
Of Tamatoa from Moana.
Been a while
Tamatoa.
since I've seen Moana.
Something
Tamatoa
shiny.
hasn't always been this glam. He was a drab little crab once. They're coming from the east.
Okay, that's the Publian Empire. Did they look like,
Maybe.
Romans?
What? The
Was one of
one in front's a giant wolf.
Oh,
I was gonna ask if he was a moose. Damn. Let me get out.
I think we go confront them. They might be Fey, but if they're not Fey, let's kill them.
All right.
All right.
This good party is really.
Bravely forward.
Jan has been poisoning us. She's. You're the only one who's
Sure.
evil.
Yeah, blame the road.
Any of you.
Yeah, you haven't killed any of us yet, I
Yeah,
guess.
you've been like the center of moral, morality this entire time.
You're the dagger from Shadar Logoth is what you are. You're just poisoning the party.
Wait, are you implying that the spicy oranges are like this because of me?
We were a pack of douchebags long before you got here.
That's true.
Sort of my point.
Yeah. No.
All right, let's go out. I run out there.
Okay.
Yep, I'll go out as well.
I got my axe ready too.
The lead rider has just ridden up and he leaps off his horse to the ground as you
Know
spill
him?
out onto the road.
Hell, friend, are you here for a drink?
Have we met him before?
No, sorry.
I think I'd remember a name like Kiernan Hollowfang.
Okay.
Wouldn't hollow fangs indicate he's poisonous?
Venomous.
Yes, this is
Vampiric.
yes. This is Kimon. It should be. Is it? Oh no, it's Kiernan. You're right. It's Kiernan Hollowfang. He looks to the ground. You say, "Hail, friend, you here for a drink?"
Yep.
I am not. I am here to evacuate this building.
Well, is it to save the people within or occupy it?
Both. There's
On
gonna
whose
be
order?
orders? There is 50 outriders of the Empire headed this way right now. And they are going to come here, and there's going to be a fight. And I don't plan on losing it, but I don't want anybody here hurt. So into the woods behind everyone.
Okay, he's all right.
No, I want a piece of those guys.
Yeah, we're not going anywhere.
I know we're not, but they should.
We'll try to get everybody inside to safety. But
I'll lean in and bellow, everyone to the woods.
There's already people streaming out the back doors.
Weiss, go protect the people.
You do not
Kid,
want me to fight?
Sure
We're
we
gonna
do.
fight. You're going to protect them. If we fall, we need someone to protect them.
I will go with them.
Thank you, friend.
And he trudges off into the woods.
Tell that kid to take off his cosmetic jewelry too. They're gonna see it.
it's good.
No one is fucking bedazzled, you pack
Throw
of
back.
assholes.
I-
We could have gone worse.
So Kiernan has with him about 30 other riders. They are Fae and human and elf, largely. He immediately is starting to. The first thing he does is say, "We'll try to put archers on the roof, but we only have 3."
Are there any wagons out front?
No, there are. There's very conspicuously not any wagons because they were all confiscated by the Legion. But there are a couple of other horses in the stables.
How much time do we have? Like
Maybe
minutes?
maybe half to 3/4 of an hour.
Okay. I guess I could. Are we fighting in front of the inn? Is that the plan?
I think it is the best plan that will spare the inn.
Okay. I'm gonna go sharpen some stakes.
Should we try to get a tree down
I'm a
across the road
carpenter.
in the direction they're coming, just to slow them down?
I would not cut down a tree in the Feywild unless I absolutely had to, friend.
Okay.
There are
Okay.
certain things that do not like that.
All right, I won't
Sure.
make some stakes.
I've met one.
Jana and I can go up to the roof. We'll add to, the archery and the artillery.
Good.
Jana, sorry to speak for you.
Dirk, what color are your scales? Is he hard to see in the dark?
They're gold, but I'm pretty good at camouflage.
He's wearing armor.
God, I would love to see some fire breath out of you as they come trotting through.
It's not that great.
It's really not.
It doesn't do very much damage, and it's
Couldn't even light a pile of corpses on fire.
All
It's
right.
It's gonna piss off a couple horses.
Are we
Maybe
expecting
bend a couple.
We're expecting to all roll through one place.
They're coming. They don't know we're here. They're coming relatively fast. They're all mounted. So some significant portion of this is going to be mounted combat.
okay. Could we gather some rope and tie it across, like in some of the side areas, to clothesline people as they come through if they're not paying attention?
Yeah, if they try to disperse into the trees, that's a good idea.
Okay,
Ezra
I'll go
provides
do that.
50 feet.
Also, Dirk, you could try your wall. Don't you have a wind wall?
I could do a wind wall. I've got a couple of things, so I could use Dragon Fear,
And
is essentially-
after all,
my wind wall. I could use Dragon Fear, so I could scare a whole bunch of horses probably, just by roaring at them, and then I could use a wind wall. But I have a lot of things that would spook mounted animals, I'm sure.
Will that also spook the mounted animals of people on your side, though?
No.
It's
just
very discerning.
It's creatures of my choice.
But does that mean horses?
A horse is a creature.
No, that's what I mean. Does he have to? Thank you, Kyle.
You're
No, I
welcome.
mean, does he have to declare like, "Oh, this is for horses," and then it's all the horses, or can he delineate between which specific horses. It could be either. I don't know. I haven't read the spell.
Each creature of your choice that you can hear or see within 30 feet.
Oh, that's cool. I like that. That sounds useful. Okay, good. These are good. Any other preparations that you'd like to make?
I'm gonna go plant myself in the middle of the road wherever wherever we're gonna funnel them, and prepare spirit guardians.
I was gonna
for
say,
when
I know
they-
what you're gonna do. Yeah.
Yep.
One of the people is like, there's like this tattooed brown haired dude with bug eyes, and he's like, don't stand in the middle of the road.
Oh, I got this.
They'll ride right over you.
So
No, they won't.
I'm gonna stand a little bit off to the side of him, and because I've got a bunch of javelins, I'm gonna try to pick one or two off as they come riding through, kind of as combat starts before they get up into us.
Okay. We're not gonna run the combat tonight because it will take too long. But as you all prep and get all the things ready, you do hear sounds of horse hooves coming down the road. They're not galloping. It sounds like they're at most at a canter, and they are coming towards you. You also now hear them coming from behind you.
Uh-oh.
And that is where we will end this evening, friends.
It's a pincer maneuver.
And a possible pincer? Who
They
knows?
surprised us with crabs.
Okay. Let's give out a set of dice. Well, you all give out Danger Awesome points to each other. I'm going to say, who in the crowd tonight would like a set of dice that I have dangling from my fingers right now? If you do, type dice in chat, and you'll have
Dice
a
dangling
chance.
son of a bitch.
I am a dice dangling bastard, aren't I?
I'm going to give out Danger Awesome Point to Ezra for having multiple conversations.
Thanks. I
Zerwin
can't
gets-
stand people in real life, so this took a lot out of me.
Zerwin gets mine for trying to hook up Owen with the Scandinavian lady.
Yeah, Owen gets mine for being my punching bag. Well, I guess I hit him harder than he hit me.
I'll give mine to Zerwin as well for, just everything that he did tonight.
Mine goes to Ezra.
Thanks. I'm gonna give mine to Jana for helping with the notes tonight.
I'm gonna give mine to Owen because of lots of reasons, not the least of which being the amount of uncomfortable that he consistently shows whenever a woman is interested in him. And now we need the tagline.
Because I'm a paladin.
There it is. Yeah. Wait, how can I know there's other people watching. How can only one person want dice tonight? Sir Lock of Holmes, where's Foxy Proxy, the dice goblin? And Snake Eyes. There's and Lively Gopher. No, that was a bot. Just Sir Lock of Holmes? Nobody else wants any? Well, maybe they fell asleep. Oh, that's very nice of you. All right. All right. Sir Lack of Holmes, I'm going to roll a d6. And if I roll a number, you're going to win dice.
Throw it
Here
off
we
the
go.
table.
It was a 3. Let's see, 3. That was Sir Lack of Holmes. Congratulations! Well done, Sir Lack of Holmes. Yo. Okay. I know there are other people watching. Who gets the Danger Awesome point from the crowd tonight? What player was the most dangerous and most awesome, or funniest, or in some other way interesting? I know, it's kind of wild that he won, right? Next week, obviously, we will be picking up on the eve of battle, much like the Iliad. And then we will have a battle, and we will end on the eve of battle. And the entire game session will be just me creating Greek names and spouting out their descriptions in battle. That's actually all the game will be.
As they get burned alive by my fireballs.
As Ezra shoots them with magic butterflies.
Ezra has the biggest balls.
As you
I don't have that
describe
spell anymore.
all 75 of their shields in intricate detail.
Yeah. Wait, you got rid of magic missile?
It's not as valuable once you get into the higher levels. Your cantrips
Hard
catch up.
disagree. I think flying painful butterflies are always useful, but
I only used they were never actually. I never used butterflies. Thanks. They were hummingbirds a few times. They were skulls once. They were phantasmal hands that flicked off Dirk once or twice.
Mm-hmm.
They were cherubs once. There were all kinds of things.
all right, I'm gonna end the stream. Good night, all you streamers.
Good night, everyone.